Hi.
What's up?
What's up?
What up?
I'm wondering, why do we even do the countdown in the intro? What's the point of that?
It just gets us prepared.
I'm ready. You're ready. Why not just get right into it, you know?
Because it's fun.
If you say sitting around listening to really loud dubstep is fun.
It is fun. Let's say hi to the
All
chat
right.
real quick.
Hi, chat, real quick.
Mr. Largo, how you doing? Didn't know the Crick was in the land of Halali. It is in Honolulu.
Halali.
Yeah. What is going on? Stupid pop-ups.
Are you okay? You don't sound okay right now.
This computer was like popping something up. Brick, how you doing? Fat Red Foo, just here for the dragon. I heard there would be a dragon. There's a dragon, right? There's always a dragon when you're talking about Puff. Thanos, I want you to draw a picture of the sea on your window shade. What window shade? I'm not sure what he's talking about.
Window shade?
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about.
Window shade. Maybe he thinks the wall behind you is a window shade.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about.
Hi, Ted.
Maybe he'll expand on that for us. Ted, bruh, what's up?
Hi, Punk. No, I clicked it first. I clicked it first.
All right, you click. I'll keep my fingers
there you
off. Go. Oh, from the movie. He's talking about from the Puff the Magic Dragon window.
Oh.
I wish I had a magic window shade that I could just draw the sea on, and then my dragon pal would come take me to a ocean boat liner with sails and all that, and I could sit on its tail. That'd be fantastic. So, how are you doing today, brother?
Did you just call me brother?
Yeah, brother.
How you doing, brother? I'm your son, but
I know you're my son, but you're still brother. I'm doing good. We were just discussing that we've gotten like 18 inches of snow over the last couple, probably all day yesterday and today.
Do you guys realize that he's telling me how he is when I didn't ask or answer his question? You asked yourself pretty much how you're doing today.
No, I said we were just talking about how much snow we got. So
yeah, but you said I'm doing good.
Yeah.
That's nice to know. Are you okay?
How are you?
Have you gotten into the cough medicine today?
I tipped back a little bit of Grandpa's cough medicine.
I can kind of tell, man. What's in that cup? I'm doing fine also. Thank you for asking.
That's got a little bit of NyQuil with a little Vicks 44 cough syrup and some Tussin.
We're going to have an intervention for you, man.
Yeah.
You can't see it as is.
I can't see. That's why I don't drive.
I think you're just a bad driver, honestly.
Nope.
Any news from the Crick today?
Any news from the Crick? Yes, we do have a newsreel today.
I'm so proud.
But did you go out to the woods at all today?
I don't want to get shot.
Yeah, I know. It's hunting season, so. You can't go to the forestry because there's no hunting there.
I could, but I didn't. My car is under 3 feet of snow right now, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's no fun. So you want to get into the news?
I don't care. Whatever you want to do, man.
Let's jump into the news.
That's not the news. Let's Puff the Magic Dragon.
That is the header for the presentation. News from the Crick.
News from the Crick.
Thank you for that wonderful news sound. All right. So, news from the Crick. Hello Dope Toys had a wonderful weekend sale for Black Friday through Cyber Monday, but they still have a lot of great figures to select from. So head on over there to get some of your action figures. Santa Claus demands it. And Buddy the Elf.
You good? You actually good?
I'm good.
You're a little slow today.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. My brain is.
Did you
just
sleep last night?
I slept fantastic last night. Let me tell you.
That's probably it.
That's probably is it. I had like 8 hours of sleep. I'm not used to getting that.
No, your body's like, what the heck, man?
Yeah.
Still hungover from your
I
sleep.
got done moderating Punk's channel. I had a quick snack. The power came back on, and then I was watching TV. Well, I wasn't watching TV. I was listening to an audiobook of what did I listen to last night?
How to Get Away with Murder.
A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court by Mark Twain. Great book. And then I woke up this morning. It was like 7:45. I was like, holy snot balls. I'm going to be late signing on to work. So good thing I don't have to go anywhere. I just threw on a warmer shirt and got the coffee rolling, jumped on to work, and that was it.
So proud of you.
Largo says he doesn't trust the elf on the shelf.
Nobody does. They're the Fae, and you can't trust a Fae.
No. Other news from the Crick. Hello Dope also has a blog on their website, so make sure you go check that out.
The writer's very interesting and smart.
Yes. I don't know who's writing it, but he's a pretty
Very
good
cool
writer.
guy.
Check out these bears.
Whoa.
Buddy.
Whoa.
There are 2 panda bears coming out. They're on pre-order right now from 5K Toys, but these, and I think they're on BBTS and a couple other ones, but these are from Fury Planet, the guys that did those the tiger and the Crocker. And
I got to ask you a question.
Yeah.
You got a little puff on your brain right now?
Nope.
Just wondering.
No puff.
I thought you were preparing for our Puff the Magic Dragon by indulging in some Puff the Magic Dragon.
Got some incense burning, so maybe that's what. Real quick, not Thanos. Caro, how are you? What Thanos say about
there have been a lot of cool bears lately.
They are having a lot of cool bears. So yeah, this is from Fury Planet. They said they did that Blade Master Wang and Crocker and Veteran William the Werewolf. So these guys are really cool looking. And in more bear news, Memory Toys, the guys that did the War Bear, I don't know if they're actually going to release this as a set separately or with the bear itself, but this is like a full leather gear for the War Bears. And then they got this bear over here that they're showing off on their Instagram that looks more actually like a bear, not a war bear. And of course, one of their big minotaurs is standing there behind them. So that's pretty cool. And then Fresh Monkey Fiction has their Wave 2 of Naughty and Nice that should be hitting the shores soon. Father Frost is so cool looking, the guy in the blue. And then, of course, you can't ever go wrong with a Barbarian Santa. That guy kind of reminds me of the Santa from, what was it, Violent Night?
Violent Night.
Yeah. I love that the battle axe has like the antlers in the...
of the reindeer.
Yeah, in the design. That's pretty cool. Definitely want to pick a couple of those up once they land. And now, this week's shout out from the Creek. I was got to tell you a little story about the word crick. So,
okay.
You know, I watch a lot of like Sasquatch, Bigfoot, things like that, right? Yep. And today something came on YouTube because I was watching the Chig, and it just is like whatever was next, you know, because YouTube does that, right? And it was talking about the Patterson Gimlin footage of Squatch from Bluff Creek. And they were interviewing Bob Gimlin, since Robert Patterson passed away several years ago now. Gimlin's passed away now too, but like this was something from a couple of years ago. But anyway, they were interviewing Bob Gimlin, and he was talking about how Robert Patterson was running after the thing and fell down in the crick. And then they interviewed a couple other people, and they all said crick. I was like, see, it is a crick.
It's a crick. A creak is a noise.
That's right. Enough with the hairy, scary bears. Where's my dang Monster Force Sasquatch? Yeah, they haven't shown any of him yet. So anyway, this week's shout out from the Crick is G.I. Joe, The Lost Chronicles. Adam over at G.I. Joe, The Lost Chronicles does a lot of 1/6 scale G.I. Joe Adventure Team stuff, but he also does a lot of cool custom cryptids. He's done some Sasquatch, some Wendigos, a couple of Chupacabras, and some other really cool custom cryptids. And he also is on Instagram, but his Instagram doesn't have a lot of toys on it, mostly his motorcycles and stuff. But his G.I. Joe, The Lost Chronicles YouTube channel is definitely a cool thing to check out. Here's a couple of custom sets that he did. Johnny Quest with Race Bannon and Benson Quest with Haji and Little Johnny and Bandit. And then, of course, you got the Scooby-Doo gang, right? Which you can never go wrong. He actually did turned a old 70s Barbie camper into the Mystery Machine. So definitely go out there and give Adam a follow and a subscribe. That's it.
That's it.
That's it for the news. Mr. Wonderful popped in. Fat Red Foo. All right. That is it for the news. Want to get into the topic? You ready?
It seems like you've been dipping into the topic a little bit already today, so let's do it.
Puff, puff, puff. I do kind of feel off today. I don't know what the problem is.
You seem very slow.
The brain is just
Have
not.
You had enough coffee?
I've had a pot and a half of coffee today.
That might also be the problem. You might be dying.
Fully caffeinated.
I think you might be dying.
And I just had dinner, so maybe that's why I'm kind of sleepy. Where's the dragon? You just hang on there, Fatrid F you. Damn it, Fatrid. All right, let's get into the topic. This one here. Puff the Magic Dragon.
Now, what are those things called? Sneasels? Sneasels? Is that their name?
The sneezes.
Sneezes. Is that right? Is that actually right?
Yeah. Puff
How did I remember that?
In the land of sneezes because they have colds.
I haven't watched this since I was like 5, and I remembered that.
Yeah.
It's kind of impressive.
It is impressive that your brain works that well.
I have very odd things that I just
came
have
out when I was
my consciousness
5 in 1978.
Yeah.
So, Puff the Magic Dragon, the song, was written by Peter Yarrow of Peter, Paul, and Mary from a poem by Leonard Lipton. It was made popular by Peter, Paul, and Mary in a 1962 recording released in January of 1963. So the cool thing is that Leonard Lipton was a flatmate of Peter Yarrow of Peter, Paul, and Mary. And Leonard Lipton had read this other poem that was about a dragon who befriends a little boy, and then the boy grows up, goes on with life, and then the poem's is sad because the dragon's left all alone, which is his imaginary friend. That's the original poem. And then Leonard Lipton, after reading that original poem, which was in like 1958 or something, wrote Puff the Magic Dragon. And he borrowed Peter Yarrow's typewriter just to type the poem out and get it down out of his brain right before he lost it. Well, he typed it, and then he went off to do his thing because he was like in college at Canton University. So Leonard left the poem for Puff the Magic Dragon on the typewriter, then forgot about it. And Peter Yarrow took it off, put it with a bunch of stuff, and then found it a couple years later and was like, oh my God, this is awesome. And then he wrote the song Puff the Magic Dragon based on that poem. Pretty cool, huh?
That was insane.
Yeah.
No, what I just did. That's a pretty cool story. But I'm playing with a lighter right now. I like to start things on fire.
You're talking
and I'm burning
to a
my
lighter?
microphone stand. No, I'm playing with a lighter. Playing with one.
Okay.
I'm starting my microphone stand on fire, and I was putting the flame through one of the springs, and the flame split in half, and then the top of the flame traveled upward, like into the air, and I could still see it for like a good second. It was just a blue flame traveling through the air.
You haven't been hitting the puff.
I think I might have just started oxygen on fire and created some sort of special quantum reaction. The world's going to explode in a couple minutes.
Don't burn your mother's house down.
I quite possibly did. I don't know.
Y'all aren't moving in with me. You can, but the girls aren't. So let's see. So here is Peter, Paul, and Mary, and one of their many album covers for Puff the Magic Dragon. If you want to see something fun, go watch the singing of it on YouTube. They are, classic 60s black and white video. So in 1978, an animated television special, which was half an hour long, called Puff the Magic Dragon, which was adapted from the song, was actually released onto CBS.
Yes, I was there for that.
It ended up being followed by 2 sequels, Puff the Magic Dragon and the Land of the Living Lies, and Puff the Magic Dragon and the Incredible Mr. Nobody. And in all 3 of those films, Burgess Meredith voiced Puff. Burgess Meredith.
Very interesting.
Rocky fame. He also played the Penguin in the 1966 Batman series. I'm not sure what Thanos is asking why for, but
I think he's asking why what I'm starting on fire.
He's got problems. He's a pyromaniac and a destructionist.
Arsonist. I prefer arsonist.
You're not an arsonist. You're a pyromaniac. You love.
I've started some things on fire illegally.
Oz, washing some dishes, but listening in the background. Thank you for stopping in, brother. It just got really hot in my house.
Maybe you're dying.
On fire?
You quite possibly are dying.
I could be. It could happen.
You can't drink a pot and a half of coffee and be okay. That's not going to happen.
It was from like 8 o'clock this morning. It's okay. That's like normal.
No, the recommended amount of caffeine in a day is 400, and you're like 60.
The recommended amount is that, right? But I usually drink at least a pot and a half to 2 pots a day.
I gotta Google this.
Exactly. I'm not dying. I'm not that lucky. Are you done Googling me about coffee? It's fine.
A pot of coffee typically contains 600 to 800 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah. Andrew.
That's double the daily amount.
What is the daily recommended amount of caffeine?
400 milligrams.
So I triple that. So what?
So what? Okay, these pre-workouts, you know the pre-workout powder? One scoop of it's like 200, and you're not supposed to take more than one.
What?
And you're getting old, man. You might actually have a heart attack sometime.
It's all good. I'm still alive now. So here are some screenshots from the movie where little Johnny Paper sitting on top of Puff's tail, riding across the ocean on his magic ship. And they meet the giant. Remember, the giant becomes the chef.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my favorite parts of the movie. I remember this used to be on like once a year when I was a kid. From 70.
It was on constantly when I was a kid.
Yeah, but we had the DVD, so you watched it a lot.
Yeah,
we had the DVD with this one and then the other 2 specials.
Mr. Nobody. That was the best one. That was my favorite one.
You really liked Mr. Nobody.
I liked the duck, and he was a pothead.
Bad to drink a pot of coffee.
That makes even more sense. He had a pot on his head.
Yeah. That's what I keep telling us. We're not supposed to drink that much. What's the problem with that? So anyway, in the story, Puff is little Jackie Papers at his house, and Puff is his imaginary friend, and he takes him on this magical adventure to Honolulu. And Honolulu has been invaded and basically lost its magic because Puff wasn't there, and the land of sneezes took over. And there was a huge adventure, and at the end of it, of course, it all worked out. But it was pretty exciting on the journey there if they were going to actually make it and save Honolulu or not. And then wasn't there something to do with the sandwiches at the end, or was that a different one of them?
Sandwiches.
Yeah,
I don't remember sandwiches.
I thought they had a picnic or something. But that was the original one, done in 1978. Puff the Magic Dragon and the Land of the Living Lies. It's 24 minutes long. It's an animated television special. And that first aired on November 17th in 1979 on CBS. And in this one, little Sally here is a bullshitter. World class. She tells lies about everything. And at the beginning of the story, like Puff's acting out the lies. And then something happens in the house, remember? And she blames it on the dog.
She starts it on fire.
And then the dog gets sent away. And like the dog was her only friend because everybody else couldn't stand her lying either.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like you.
How you doing, DJ 5000? And so then Puff goes and saves her, or tries to anyway. Teaches her lessons about how bad it is to be a liar. There's all the lessons in there. And they meet all these cool characters. And they go to this Land of the Living Lies. And Puff gets arrested and because of her lies. And it's a bad situation. She doesn't know how she's going to get Puff out. Of course, there's some singing and dancing numbers while Puff's locked to
yeah. I was just thinking that I remember this lady singing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I thought I was making stuff up.
Yeah. While he's locked to the steel ball, they start singing and dancing and being happy. And yes, she was the first Viper Ion. That's a good question. It's a good question, Briscoe. You might have to check that out. Have a little contest between Elliot and Puff. You never saw the original Pete's Dragon, did you, Luke?
I don't know what Pete's Dragon is.
Didn't
is it the Green Dragon?
Yeah, they did a remake of it.
I saw the original one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the remake came out, maybe 10, 15 years ago, 10, 12 years ago, something like that. So anyway, yeah, they sing and dance, and then finally, she decides to be honest and set everything straight. And then the last one comes out, which is Puff and the Incredible Mr. Nobody. And this was also 24 minutes long. And of course, it's a half-hour TV special, so it's 24 minutes with commercials. That makes it, a full half hour. And this one wasn't released until 1982 on CBS. And this was your favorite. When we had the DVDs, you would watch this one over and over.
I like the duck. He was cool.
Yeah. So what did you like about Mr. Nobody?
He was a duck.
Besides the fact he was a duck.
He was a talking duck.
That wore a pot head.
Yeah, and he was like Johnny Appleseed, but a duck.
Yeah, what was his deal? I forget that one. I don't remember this one very much.
He was also an invisible friend that nobody else could see. And yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't watched these. I haven't watched these since I was 5 years old. I don't know these. Like, I have memories of these that I don't know why I remember them.
Because you watched them constantly. That's why you remember them.
Yeah.
I remember Puff. Puff was like a huge thing for me and my brother when it first came out. Like I said, I was 5. your Uncle Carl was 2 years older than me, so he was 7. And every time this came on, because like I said, it was only a special, it was like the Christmas specials. It came on once a year, and it was always like the same time of year. And it was just so cool to see the original Puff, and then sing the song, and he goes on the boat and all that stuff with the magical adventures and stuff, which was always my thing when I was a kid.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know when Puff Pete's Dragon came out, the original Disney one. Let's check that out.
1977.
1977?
Yep.
And this was 78? Yeah, so they were probably, I wouldn't doubt, like Mr. Largo says, that there was inspiration taken from Puff the Magic Dragon, the song, for that movie.
Interesting. How interesting.
Yes, very interesting. That was quick, dude. We only took up
That was quick, dude. Well,
anyway,
you talk fast.
I talk too fast?
Yep.
Damn, I always talk too fast. It's okay. We can just bullshit when we're done.
That's fine.
So here's the this is the DVD cover that was on just for the Mr. Nobody. I don't remember who these characters are, but there's Mr. Nobody, and there's the judge at the jail. I don't remember what his name is. And then
jail judge, man.
Yeah. Then there's Puff and whatever his name is, and Mr. Nobody, all laying down.
You don't remember the main character's name?
On Holly. That's not Jackie Paper. That's another guy.
It's not?
No.
You sure?
Yep. Interesting enough, in 2016, Fox Network was actually going to create a live action Puff the Magic Dragon.
But that's when Pete's Dragon came out.
Either a movie or a series. And then I don't know what happened to it, but in 2020 they announced that it was still in the works, and then nothing's been done. So
it stopped because Pete's Dragon came out in 2016 also.
Did it?
Yeah.
That's probably what happened. Stole the thunder. That would have been cool, though, to see like a live action done with Puff the Magic Dragon. Of course, it's one of those things that they would never be able to truly capture the magic of the originals in live action that they did with the animation. Somebody needs to do a Puff the Magic Dragon action figure line, right?
I'd pick a Mr. Nobody action figure.
They could do Mr. Nobody. They could do the 3 kids, Sally, Jackie, and then whatever this last kid's name was. You got the giant that turns into a chef, and you have the sneezes. You could do Sally's dog.
Do the Lion King.
There's a bunch of people you could do. There's the dude that looked like, I think he was a globe or something, right? He was in Mr. Nobody one.
I don't know.
Starring Snoop Dogg. That's a different version. But yeah, I think it would be cool. Like if Jada Toys did a line like they're doing the cereal monsters, that'd be pretty cool. I'd be down for that.
I would also be down for that.
Briscoe probably has a glass pipe shaped like Puff the Magic Dragon that he does his puffing out of. That way when it smokes, it comes out its nostrils. Anyway, here's the lyrics. If anybody wants to check out the song, the last 3 slides of this. I'll do it slow, so if you pause it while you're watching YouTube, you can actually see them.
Puff L Magic Dragon lives by law. See ya.
Can you sing it for us?
No.
No?
I don't sing.
You do sing. I heard
Never.
you. I've heard you sing. But this idea was brought to me by Mr. Largo. So
Thank you, Mr. Largo.
thank you, Mr. Largo.
Thank you for your Mr. Green Dragon view idea.
Yes. It's actually a pretty long song considering it was made in the 60s. A lot of those songs were pretty short back then, but there's quite a few verses. Of course, it was very folky, so yeah, I'm not surprised, Briscoe. And that's the story of Puff the Magic Dragon.
That's Puff the Magic Dragon, guys.
Yeah, Puff the Magic Dragon.
Puff the Magic Dragon died from killing a chicken.
If they made like a Puff the Magic Dragon action figure line, I could make like a Dio of Hanali. I could do the ship, and then I could take the ship out to the Crick, and I could make one side of the Crick be where Jackie Paper lives, and the other side be Hanali. That'd be amazing.
You could. I bet they have them.
I doubt it. I've never seen them.
Well, you can't really see anyone.
True story.
Let's
Let's see.
There's a Puff the Magic Dragon stuffed animal.
Does he look like the real Puff, or is he like the book Puff?
He looks like the real Puff.
Can you bring him up?
No,
Why not?
I don't know how.
Go down to present and share screen.
I got some stuff on my screen though.
Stuff that you don't want the world to see.
Yes.
What did you type in?
Puff the Magic Dragon action figure.
And it came right up.
Yeah.
The stuffed animal, I mean.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. The funny thing about this book is this book was written like in like the 90s or something. I'm not seeing a Puff that looks anything like the Puff the Dragon from the movie.
Go to Etsy, 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 Etsy. I have to repeat myself sometimes, guys, because he doesn't listen.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
No.
Whatever.
Nope. Can you send it to me in Instagram, the picture?
No, I don't have Instagram on my computer.
Oh.
It's
That's
just
fine.
something. It's fine.
Yeah, I wanted to show everybody though, but I don't see one that looks like Puff. I like
You can't see in general.
I see lots of green dragons, stuffed animals, but not one that looks
You're
like
a green dragon.
Green dragon. Are we hobbits now? Smoking the green dragon? Yeah, see, Largo would love to have a stuffed Puff critter for the lair. You said it's on Etsy, though?
Yeah. Did you not look at Etsy?
Well, I looked at Etsy, but it didn't come up, so...
Just type in Puff the Magic Dragon figure.
Yeah, I'm bringing it up on Etsy right now.
I don't think he looked at Etsy, guys. I think it's just making things up. After I repeated Etsy multiple times, he still didn't listen.
No, I did listen. Is that the dog?
Yes. Could you hear that?
Yeah.
Jeez.
What's the matter with him?
He's upset.
What do you think about your sister's lizard?
I think it's a lizard. Oh, this isn't a stuffed animal. It's made out of clay.
Ah. It's not coming up on my Etsy. I don't have a stuff or a clay.
I'm going to put the link in the chat.
Okay, put the link in the chat, and then I will click on it.
Okay, thank you.
How you doing, Happy?
Can you see it? Are you able to see that? Can you see that? Okay. I'm going to go see what he's barking. I'll be right back.
Okay. Thanks for stopping by, Happy. Anyway, I think a Puff the Magic Dragon action figure line or any kind of toy would be cool to have. I could be down for that. Take him out to the Crick. If he was plush, of course, I would keep him out of the mud. But if he was clay, he'd probably go in the mud. This is the one that he's talking about right here. Not a bad likeness of him. So let me share my screen real quick. Pretty cool. He's made out of clay. He's got the little stopwatch and not a bad likeness at all. Pretty expensive, $75 for him, but I still think it'd be cool for like someone like Jada Toys to do it kind of in the same vein as the cereal monsters and all that. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know what happened to Mr. Nobody. The dog must be going crazy. Yeah, it's pretty cool, Briscoe. Not $75 cool for a hardened piece of clay that's sculpted that way, because probably fall apart eventually. But, still be cool to have. If you bought it, you could always mold it, then pour it in resin or pour it in blow mold it in plastic, I guess. That'd be cool. But yeah, some of the specials that we had as kids for us older guys they were just really cool when they were on TV like that, like the original Puff the Magic Dragon. Remember that real well with my brother. It was like a big thing. Get the popcorn, watch Puff the Magic Dragon. My dad always had one of those popcorn makers that you pour the seeds in, and then you got the butter little warmer thing on the top. And the popcorn pops up to the top and shoots out into the bowl. Good times. So next week on the 5th of December, we will not be having a show, as I am going to be driving to Dearborn, Pennsylvania, which is like 4.5 hours from here, and going there to meet up with my 3 good friends who the one guy is renting a gigantic Airbnb with like 7 or 8 bedrooms and 4 or 5 hot tubs and 3 or 4 kitchens. I don't know why he rented such a big one. We usually just get a little dive and camp out and drink and talk for the week. But so next week, that's where I'll be. I'll be on my way there, or just getting there about this time. So there won't be a show. Yeah, those popcorn makers were awesome. I remember like it was such a cool thing when my dad got that popcorn maker. And then of course, like I said, he was a fanatic. You couldn't use like spray butter or you didn't even have flavoring back then, but they had like butter spray you could get. But he was like, no, you got to melt the butter in the little metal thing. The heat from the popcorn popper would melt the butter at the same time, go flying out into the bowl. And of course, like we were in Boy Scouts, so we were always buying like the popcorns to put in the popcorn maker. Well, hopefully no one was breaking into their house, which was causing the dog to go crazy. But he's got a lot of swords, a couple of knives. I think he can handle it. I'm not worried for him, just the daughters. Yeah, it should be a good time. We do it every year. We've done it every year since 2019. We've gone to cabin in the Great Smoky Mountains in Tennessee, and we stayed there for 6 days. Went down to Pigeon Forge, went to the world's largest knife store down there. We went to Baltimore one year, stayed in Cleveland twice. Once at a Airbnb outside of Cleveland, and then one time after my one friend's mother lived in Cleveland, she passed away, so we all stayed at his mom's house in Cleveland and hung out there because he wanted to be there over Christmas, and that's when we did it that year. And this year we're going to Dearborn, Pennsylvania, in the middle of the mountains. And like I said, the Airbnb that my friend rented for us is gigantic, and I have to worry about nothing other than the gas money to get there. So be a good time. Of course, I'll probably take some action figures with me. I just got to figure out which ones. And the one guy that I'm meeting there is the one guy I stayed with a couple of days in Cleveland before I shot over to Columbus at PowerCon. And the other guy is my friend that lives in Columbus, who I stayed with while I was at PowerCon for a couple of nights. So we only get to see each other a couple times a year, so it's good. And this is like our escape for all of us. The four of us just chill, no family, no nothing, just the four of us doing guy things, fish, hike, drink, play cards, tell bad jokes. One time when we went to Tennessee, the one guy brought one of those things of fart spray and let it off in the cabin. We almost puked, and then we almost killed him. So, yeah, it's a good time. Lots of fun. And they're all collectors of comic books and action figures and all sorts of stuff like that. So it's a good time. Funny story. The one guy, his name's Lee. He, the first trip to Tennessee was the first time I actually had any kind of real meeting with him. I met him a couple of times just briefly because he lives in Baltimore, of course. And my one friend that lives in Columbus now used to live up here where I live. And he had come up a couple of times with the other guy who was going to be there. But it was only in passing that we ever ran into each other. And then when we were in Tennessee, the two other guys got drunk, passed out, and it was just me and Lee sitting out on the back porch, chilling out, drinking some beers. Of course, we're both 50. Those guys are 40, so it was all. Aaron, Lee and I were just talking about stuff, and he's like, telling me about how, we were talking about old toys and old TV shows and old cartoons and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, I wish I could get my my action figure back together from when I was a kid. It was my favorite one. And I was like, oh, what was it? And he's like, you probably won't remember it. And then he was like, told me about it, right? And I was like, oh yeah, that's a 1974 G.I. Joe Man of Action figure, right? And he's like, yeah, that's the one. And he's like, but it's all destroyed. I was like, when you get home, send it to me. I'll refurbish it for you. And he's like, you can? I was like, it's what I've been doing for years, refurbishing G.I. Joe. So he got home, he sent it to me. I sent it back to him. It looked better than it did brand new. So he was all excited. And him and I have been doing Joe stuff. And I told him that, I said, don't go down the rabbit hole collecting Joes, man, because you're just going to. And he's like, no, I'm just going to get like, the 5-core, 6-core figures of the adventure team. And just at last count, 39 Joes, every vehicle that was made for the adventure team, a couple of Jeeps for the military line, and a few other knockoff vehicles. So, yeah. Bad rabbit hole. Yeah, it is good to have friends like that. It's how we're going to be when we, yeah, it can be like the movie Grown Ups. It gets pretty vulgar without the wives and kids there. So, yes, like I said, bad jokes. Mr. Nobody, you make it back yet? He's on mute, so I don't know if he's made it back yet or not. Yeah, it's kind of like the four of us have been friends for the one guy that used to live up here, him and I have been friends for 15 years. And then Adam, the other guy, and Lee, the other two they've been friends for like 15 or 20 years. And Jason and Adam have been friends for 15 or 20 years. And that's how like the four of us kind of met. Jason brought me into the group. Adam brought Lee into the group. And then we've kind of all just been friends for, I don't know, the last 10 years. But the last, like I said, since 2019, we've been doing this guys trip every year, at least once a year. Done a couple of twofers, but just like weekend getaways, not long trips. We just ended up meeting somewhere and crashed and stuff like that. So yeah, it won't be a show next week. And then the week after that, we are going to do, I can't remember. It's either that week or the week after that. There's 2 shows after that left before Christmas. So one of those shows, we're going to be discussing the lore of Santa Claus. Papo Gigio, Kris Kringle, St. Nicholas, Father Christmas, Papa Noel, whatever name you'd like to call him. I think my co-host went and died on me. Either that or his mother came home and is telling him that he has to be responsible with helping with bringing groceries or some nonsense like that. Or she probably ran into the snowbank and
ran into a snowbank.
I was saying, I don't know where you went. I said your mother probably had you bringing in the groceries, or maybe she drove into the snowbank and you were pushing her out.
Yeah. I actually just went and killed a family of rats.
Did you? Cool.
Yep.
Was it really mice?
No, I made that up.
Excellent. I just told everybody. I said
my dog.
I said maybe there's a burglar. I said I wouldn't be too worried about you because you have plenty of weapons and know what you're doing. I said the girls, hopefully he's taking care of them.
Nah, I was playing with my dog.
No, he's playing with the dog this time, Thanos, not the fire. So
I'm playing with fire right now, though.
Yeah. So I was just telling them about how there's not a show next week because I'll be on my way to, or at least just getting to Pennsylvania on the 5th, which is next Tuesday.
Perhaps I'll do a show of my own.
Yeah, you could do a show by yourself. And then what were we going to do? The Santa Claus the week after that, or the week right before Christmas? Do you remember?
Before Christmas.
All right. So what are we doing the week after next week?
Anything I want.
Anything you want? Okay. You choose the topic.
Awesome.
All right. I like it.
Dogs are not better than fire. They're at most equal.
Yeah, he went and had some of that magic dragon. All right, he probably did the little shit. His mother would kill him, but it'd be okay.
My mother was also there when I was playing with my cat. So cat, dog, both same thing.
Cat, dog.
I have a cat and a dog.
Dog. Anyway, you good, dude?
I'm good. You good?
I'm good. I told him about what's going on next week. Gave him a little story about when I met Lee and how I fixed his G.I. Joe for him. So we talked about that.
Me too.
Any thing interesting to look out for on the blog this week?
I'm gonna start doing codes, secret codes in each blog, and you guys are gonna have to find and solve them, and it's gonna lead to its ultimate mystery.
Ooh, is there a prize?
Awesomeness, immortality.
All right. Anybody out there ever watch the movie Tintin that was made several years ago? It was like animated.
I have to go again. I'll be right back. Maybe.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye. Anybody watch that movie Tintin? It was based on the books, of course, but it was just called Tintin, I think, and had like the sea Captain Haddock on there. I was just watching it the other night, and I was trying to get Luke to watch it, and he didn't want any part of it. So, but he'll probably watch it by himself because that's what he usually does when I tell him that this movie's cool. He's like, "Yeah," and then he goes and watches it by himself. I'm guessing that his mother has him doing work. Yeah, I like the books too. I thought they did a really good job with the movie, especially for being a more recent animated movie that was based on some cool adventure books and stuff for kids. I mean, they did a really good job. And of course, the animation on it was really, really well done. There are some scenes in there that were very action oriented, and being computer animated, they did fantastic with actually getting that to come through. So yeah, if anybody hasn't seen it yet, I definitely recommend it if you like animation and you like adventure stories, because it's a really good adventure story. It's got everything from military things to espionage to, of course, evil villains and mutiny and piracy and all sorts of good stuff. So great movie. Anyway, I think I'm going to end it here because I don't know when he's coming back, and it's been a little over an hour. Yeah, there's not a lot of people familiar with him, and that was kind of the thing when that movie came out. It didn't get a lot of good publicity or a lot of great reviews, and it's really because people aren't familiar with that character. And those books were never like, I think when I was a kid, I remember reading one Tintin book, and then when I got older, not older like an adult, but older, I found some and read them, and I liked them. So I didn't get abandoned by Luke forever. I think his mother, who he lives with, is making him take care of something. Thanks, Thanos. I'm sure I will see you on Saturday night this week because I'm not leaving until actually next Tuesday. So I will be on the Oz show. And I think we got, yeah, that's it. So everybody have an awesome night. I appreciate stopping by, hanging out with us for a little while. And I will catch you all later on.
Have a nice night, everyone. Merry Christmas.